And welcome back, everybody, to the Rock Pound channel. My name's William, and on today's episode, we're going to be processing over 500 pounds worth of overburden and silts today. So don't go away. So guys, before me here in this big old blue tote is well over 500 pounds of overburden and silts that I have collected all throughout this entire summer from all the places we've been to this year. What we're going to do with it is we're going to take it all back through our 2-stage today. You guys are along for the ride. This is going to be part 1 of 2-part series. So we're about to get started here. Let's fire her up. So this here, guys, is our 2-stage pipe anchor, totally built out of scrap and prayer. This is our 3rd prototype that we have built over the course of almost 7 years. So this one here has been an absolute godsend for us here. This thing just powers through the material. It should be able to go through that with no trouble at all. But we're going to break it up today into 2 parts because I want to be sure that I get every flake out. I want to get rid of this material, get it outside, and I don't have to worry about it, and it don't stick up my basement up here. So I'm going to go ahead, throw that first scoop in. Let's get her done. Well, as you guys can see down here, I got a red line. That's where we're going to stop for this video. I'm going to go ahead and take all these mats out. We're going to wash them back there and just see what we got that's left in there if we missed anything. All right. Yes, it's dry. It's been down here for a bit. So I'm just going to run it. It's okay. We got a bunch of fresh new material, new rinse aid in here with water. It'll run beautifully today. Already doing it. Had a good job already. And clearing out fat. So all I'm going to do is load up our box up here. It'll slowly flow through the entire system. And then once I see it clear out, we'll go ahead and reload it again. It was a heck of a chore trying to weigh up everything that we got sitting up in this tote. And I had to steal the wife's scale for that one. Don't tell her. Anyhow, so we have a total of about 500 pounds worth here. And that's all been collected from just us cleaning out our tanks at the end of every cleanup. We usually do a cleanup every other 3 weeks near the end of the month, if I can help it. Otherwise, these tanks get very bad. And powering through it. Yeah, we'll get to that halfway mark before too long. So, a little backstory for those who are new. This machine runs on a 1 horsepower jacuzzi motor that's straight up out of a hot tub. And she's ran with some extra top conduit down below there, all set up on a safety switch over here on our primary power source. Now we're hoping within the next year or so, we got 2 more prototypes that we're building. I've got one that's a slightly bigger one than this one, and then I got a monster. This thing's going to be close to over 30 foot long all together. Both pieces are going to be well over 30 feet long. And that sucker's going to be running on close to almost 3 horsepower cruising motor. Or at least something of that nature. It's huge. Literally everything that you see this thing built out of basically was all scrap that I found in job sites or in areas that I've done cleanups. Oh yeah, it's going quick. Don't mind the phone, folks. We're gonna make darn certain that we have every flight today and be landing up into our Gold Hog Mother Load Solution Max. These mats I prefer and highly recommend to anybody that's out there first time prospecting. Pick these up over here at goldhog.com. They have a wide variety of mats to choose from and see Foxy's and high bank. So I highly suggest you guys go check out goldhog.com. Let the doc know the Rock Hound sent you. I have a wide variety of mats I've used over the years, including their highly recommended finisher sluice mats, which I keep up here hanging. That's a big thing that you got to do, especially when you aren't using these. You must hang them or leave them in a flat surface. So I'm going to see if this camera will do it any justice here. I have to get you to the light. Losing that real quick out here. You guys can see up there. Ain't much that mat. But boy, oh boy, will that strip out all of that super heavy material. Leave you with nothing but the black sands and your gold guts. Very highly recommended. I'm going to be building a new kind of box for these here within the coming weeks, maybe months. Hopefully by spring. Oh yeah, it's clearing out real fast like. I like this. Very little in there. Now I had all of this all classified out. So there's no gravels, no big rocks or anything in there. It's everything that came from outside of our recovery tanks. That's all what's in here. What Brandon and I call this is our overburden and our silts. So typically from a good heavy run, if you go on here on this 2-stage, we see a little bit of black sand that's able to escape from our recovery tank down into where our reservoir is, and that basically is whatever's up here. It's a pretty good trade current that's going on up there. And eventually it settles out down to the bottom. We just collect it. The rest of it, we pitch off to the side. If we ran it more than twice, it's out of here. And also stick around to the end of the video, guys. We're going to be going over a couple new spots that we're scoping out for this spring. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our upcoming adventures that we have before our first big snowfall. I'm getting back out there. Whether it's frosty or not, I'm going to freeze for the reason. Because I definitely want some more material to run for this winter. I love this machine. She runs beautifully. Today we're running a few extra baffles in it. Those who have been on this channel, you kind of are looking at this one. He's got this up here, he's got these other ones in. Well, it's now so slow. Well, that's the way we want it. We want this as slow as possible. I want this material to be able to actuate and do what it needs to do all throughout every riffle. Nearly almost 99% of what we have sitting up in here right now is predominantly blocks. So that's why it's clearing out so quickly. Got to keep it equal here. Yeah, you can see a lot of it But I'm going to show you here, a lot of them blondes just kind of float up onto our suds. Now I've done something similar to this, but I've had it all up in 5-gallon pails. And I didn't record that one, but it was clear over there to the back of this wall, and it took off towards that way, towards the stairs. Yeah, this is basically the silty sand. Very light, very fluffy. This had a lot of heavy black sands in it, guys. This particular scoop right now would be roughly about 8 to 10 pounds. It's a typical scoop over there at the Wisconsin River in the Dells. Average between 8 to 10 pounds. Just watching once again my bottom here. I already can tell I'm processing very nicely over here. I'm seeing the overburden churn up in there, and it's spitting it back out as fast as it can. One incredible thing about the mother lode goat sluice mats that they have there at Gold Hunt, these things are absolutely amazing at capturing even the micro coal. It's absolutely incredible how well they do it. Well, I'm already a dirty boy from doing all that digging. Look at that. We're almost there. Once again, I'm just monitoring the mats, the condition, and how fast they're clearing out before I load the next one. That's doing it very well. Stuff got to stinking after it sat in the buckets all summer. Let's say about another 10 scoops and we got our halfway point. Let's make them count. There's dozens of locations that I personally went to this year that I just wasn't able to just bring a camera with me, or I plumb forget it in the truck because I was so excited to get down there and get the business done. If you are new to our channel, I suggest you to subscribe, guys. Hit that notification button. Make sure you're going to get all of the new latest episodes. Please be sure to leave us a comment down below. We're almost there, guys. Try to keep it level. I'm just above that line right now. That's a lot of material that's went through here already. I had to guess, yeah, roughly about 175 pounds. Not maybe a little bit more. We're almost there to that 250 mark. Be right back. We'll get me my cup and a rag. So guys, typically I don't have to worry too much about having to monitor this if I step away. It's self-sustaining. I've just got to sit here and let it do its own work. And once we get to that 250 mark, guys, we're going to wait about 3 minutes. Let everything settle out until I see nothing but black sands up in those riffles. And we'll shut her down, let her drain. We're going to take everything back over there to those two sinks. Get them all washed out real good. We're going to see how many pieces of gold and how much we lost in the midst of all of these runs. Now guys, if you haven't had a chance to yet, please go check out this episode here. We went ahead and went through all of my trays 2 and 3 cons, and holy cats, did we find a ton more gold in there. I knew it was locked up in there. That's why we keep it towards the end of the season. Get it all nice and concentrated. And man alive, whew, that blew my mind and it blew Brendo's. So be sure to check out that video. Almost there. Just level out a little bit back. Well, we started, we were up to about here. So just about here, guys, that's where we were. And we're down quite considerably from there. And it's running beautifully. So, roughly about here, guys. We're getting there. And stick. Now, if you guys are interested in picking up something like this, you guys got to go over to uline.com. They got all sorts of weird stuff. This is basically an old aluminum ice scoop I picked up at an old abandoned hotel. I was helping tearing one apart. This was sitting in the old ice machine. As soon as you grab it, you let me have it. Been handy. I think they average about somewhere around about 10-15 bucks, I think. I'll leave it up here in the description in the upper part of the screen. But typically I'm over here with a plastic scoop. 9 times out of 10, this stuff's usually wet. Alright, about level here in the bottom. more scoops. Let's make them count. Ooh, I'm seeing some red stuff in here. Look at me knowing where that came from. Some of that red stuff. Let's see what that is. There we go. There it is. There we go. And there we are. We're at the halfway point, guys. I'll show you what we got. Alright, there we go, guys. We are sitting right there at that halfway point. It's had some time to sit next to my furnace and, like I said, dry out almost entirely. Now just starting to get down to the wet stuff in here. Yeah, we were right about in there, guys. So that's going to be roughly about 250 pounds worth of this material. And so, now, those who are new to the channel, here's the deal. I'm going to let this go for about 3 minutes, guys. Let it clear out real good until I see my nice black sand sitting up in our mats. Then we're going to shut down. Let everything drain proper. And then it's off over there to those sinks to wash out our mats. We're going to do a quick pan and see how many colors we find, guys. I'll be back. Alright, there is that muddy mess from our first half of our tote there, guys, and I can tell you right now, I'm looking at some goodies in there. And to get you there off from the tripod a little bit, there they are, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Every one of them riffles are absolutely loaded all the way to the very end with absolutely beautiful black sands, guys. Alright, so here's the deal. I gotta wait for all that to drain off in there. That'll take a few moments, and then once that's all drained, we're gonna go ahead and take all that over to our sinks, guys. Do a quick pan and see how many colors we lost. And just like that, everybody, the mats are cleaned back into the system. This is super efficient, how we built it. So everything's all snapped back together. Let's get over there to our wash tub. Had to move you guys over to better light. That's one corner of the basement shop I ain't quite got to just yet. I got some temporary lighting up there. So without further ado, let's get our blue pan. Let's get this started. Let's get our first scoop in here, guys. So today I'm going to go ahead and use the riffles over here on this side of the pan. Just a quick power turn through this stuff. I'm not going to be lying about it. Got a good handsome scoop in there. I'm going to give it an old go. I mean, there's a bit of black sand sitting up in there. A lot of blonde sand. So I'm just going to be super aggressive about it. This is all buttery sand, so it should be an easy pan out. Again, I gotta trust the system. I'm usually using my old finishing pan, but right now I got some cons in it from another location. I'm carefully picking out some decent flakes out of it. But after doing all that work over there on the 2-stage and getting all that material ready to go, I was like, the heck with it, I'm going to get it done. So that's what you guys are seeing today. That's a chilly one out there. Alright. Almost there. I'm just trying to take from the top here. Switch it over to the finished side now. There's a lot in there of black sand. Right about there. Concrete it up. Get the final little tidbits out of here out of our first run. And I'll most likely keep this stuff, put it aside, and I'll mark it down. We'll revisit it when we're at the gold cube, should we find any. So let's go ahead and see what I got. I'm pretty confident what I have there I can kick back. Just trying to get it all right here in the corner. I didn't see any lead, so a lot of this stuff is definitely lead free. So something tells me it ain't from the Wisconsin River, so all these buckets are from different locations. That's a lot though. That's a lot of black sand sitting up in there. Pretty handsome amount. Alright, I'm going to kick through this. I see anything, you guys be the first to know. Alright guys, we came to the end of our run, and there's the end of the pan, and to my surprise guys, right there in that black pan, there's a ton of micro colors. I got a few sitting up here in the pan too. Unfortunately, I ain't got the best light, and blue really is not the best kind of color to do this with. So we got about 10 or 12 that I could do. Sorry guys, I know it's a blue pan, it's torture, but they're right here, right along in here, and they're so tiny. I had to get out a jeweler's loupe just to see them, and that's what basically the bulk of that stuff is that's in there. It's super microscopic gold bits. So in essence, guys, I believe firmly now that our 2-stage did one heck of a job getting all of our thicker, bigger flakes up out of that material. So what you see that's coming up out of here now is all the stuff that it turned around, churned up out of the recovery tank down into the water reservoir. So not bad at all. So guys, as promised, I wanted to go ahead and carefully go over a couple of ideas of places we're going to plan on going for the 2026 season. Here's a couple of them that we were thinking about. A couple of your viewer suggestions we plan on hitting up. And another place that I heard about, seems to be pretty good, is a place called Nugget Lake. And I intend on hitting that with Brando probably somewhere around June to July. I'm pretty sure of it. Got a couple other spots I'm scoping over there in the Sauk area, and I might end up hitting that Sauk Dam. I haven't been there with that gosh darn gold pan yet, so we're going to probably hit that up too. So off to the close. So guys, after the big cleanup and the big dry up, I just counted it out. We got roughly 225 micro colors sitting up in that pan and in that overburn. So that's not too bad for about half of this 500-pound tote. So guys, If you enjoyed today's video, please leave us a like. If you're new to this channel, please be sure to subscribe, guys. Hit that notification button. Round 2 is going to be absolutely insane, just from the color I'm seeing down here at the bottom of this toe. So until next Sunday, guys, my name's William. Thank you guys for joining us, and I will see you next time.